Safe 2012 is an action thriller film that follows the story of Luke Wright, a former cop turned cage fighter who becomes embroiled in a deadly conflict involving the Russian mafia, the Chinese triads, and corrupt New York City officials, all centered around a young girl with a photographic memory. The story begins with Luke Wright, played by Jason Statham, leading a miserable life as a washed-up cage fighter in New York City. His life takes a tragic turn when he unintentionally wins a fixed fight, infuriating the Russian mafia. To punish him, the mob kills his pregnant wife and warns him that they will kill anyone he becomes close to in the future. Luke is left shattered, living on the streets and contemplating suicide. Meanwhile, a young Chinese girl named Mei, played by Catherine Chan, is introduced in China. Mei has an extraordinary ability to memorize numbers instantly, which catches the attention of Han Zhao, a powerful figure in the Chinese triads. Han decides to use Mei's talents for his criminal activities and brings her to New York City. Once there, she is forced to work for the triads, memorizing and keeping track of important codes and financial information. As she is being transported by the triads, the vehicle is ambushed by the Russian mafia, who want to steal the code for themselves. Mei manages to escape during the chaos and ends up alone on the streets of New York. Luke, wandering the streets and contemplating ending his life, crosses paths with Mei at a subway station. He notices that she is being pursued by both the Russians and the triads. Despite his own despair, Luke feels a sense of responsibility towards Mei and decides to protect her. He quickly realizes that the situation is far more dangerous and complex than he initially thought. As Luke and Mei evade their pursuers, it becomes clear that corrupt elements within the NYPD are also involved. Captain Wolf, a corrupt cop working for the Russians, is after Mei and the code she carries. Luke, using his skills as a former cop and fighter, begins to take down the corrupt officers, Russians, and triads one by one. Luke and Mei form an unlikely bond as they try to survive together. Luke learns more about Mei's past and the significance of the number she has memorized. It is eventually revealed that the number is a combination to a safe containing $30 million, which is the key to controlling the underworld operations in New York. As the story progresses, Luke systematically dismantles the operations of both the Russians and the triads. He also confronts his former police colleagues, exposing their corruption and ultimately bringing them to justice. The climax of the film sees Luke storming a heavily guarded facility where the money is kept. With Mei's help, he retrieves the money and eliminates the remaining members of both criminal organizations. In the end, Luke uses the money to secure a safe future for Mei, ensuring that she can live a normal life away from the dangers of the criminal underworld. Luke himself finds a sense of redemption through his actions, having saved Mei and avenged the death of his wife. The film concludes with Luke and Mei leaving New York, free from the chains of their past, ready to start a new life. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notifications on our new videos.